6 countries, 1 Gulf, same oil, same desert, same language, or so the world thinks. But one of these 6 has been fundamentally different for over 5,000 years. It had a civilization before the others were even kingdoms. That country is Bahrain. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at this island the same way again. We're not starting in 1971. We're going back 5,000 years. When much of the Gulf was sparse desert, Bahrain was a thriving empire Dilmun, controlling trade routes from Mesopotamia all the way to the Indus Valley. And why here? Bahrain had underwater freshwater springs that bubbled up from the seabed. Sailors could drink fresh water in the middle of the sea, and that made Bahrain a crossroads. Crossroads shape character. Arabs, Persians, Indians, Greeks, Africans all passed through. Many stayed. That history of openness isn't a recent policy. It's in the island's DNA. Bahrain is the only Gulf country with this level of diversity, not among expats, among citizens. Baharna, a gem, Huwala, Afro-Arab Bahrainis, Balochi Bahrainis. And Bahrain is the only Gulf state with a near equal Sunni-Shia split among citizens. That means mosques for both sit in the same neighborhoods. The call to prayer sounds differently across the same island. And then, the oldest Hindu temple in the Arab world sits in Old Manama. Catholic and Orthodox churches, a centuries-old Jewish community with Bahraini citizenship. That's not tolerance as a brand, that's tolerance as a tradition. One quick question. Which Gulf country discovered oil first? Not Saudi Arabia, not Kuwait, not the UAE, Bahrain, 1932. The first oil well in the entire Arab world drilled right here. But Bahrain also ran out first. So while neighbors rode the oil boom, Bahrain had to build something else: banks, finance, services. It became the Gulf's first financial hub. Today, over 400 banks and financial institutions operate here, contributing more than a quarter of a GDP. That pressure to diversify early, it built a different kind of resilience. Anyone who's been to multiple Gulf countries will tell you immediately, the vibe in Bahrain is different. More relaxed, more layered, more lived in. Bahrain still has neighborhoods that breathe, artisan villages, old alleyways, basket weavers and potters who've been doing this for generations. Women have had the right to vote and stand for elections since 2002. A walk through Manama shows abayas next to jeans, not by policy, by long habit. And then Bahrain has a living folk tradition with Jerry. Songs sung by pearl divers originally at sea, still performed today. UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage. This isn't culture invented for tourism, it's culture built over millennia. So why is Bahrain different? Not because it's richer, it isn't. Not compared to Qatar or the UAE. Not because it's bigger, it's the smallest GCC state. It's different because of time. 5,000 years as a crossroads means 5,000 years of absorbing, adapting, and coexisting. The diversity isn't a modern initiative. The openness isn't a marketing campaign. It's just who they are. Every Gulf country has its story. Saudi Arabia has scale, Qatar has speed, the UAE has ambition. But Bahrain has depth. And in a region the world is only beginning to understand, that depth is worth knowing. Subscribe. There's a lot more where this came from.